That was stupid. I don't know why I did that. Cut that.
I was just staring at you. Like, what the fuck
Well,
are
I
you
looked
doing?
at it and I was like, I don't know if that worked.
Oh, did it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to...
My boyfriend is cringy.
Plot Unknown.
Oh, that's what we're called?
Podcast where we don't know what we're doing ever.
No.
Yeah. So, my name's Luke. I'm here with
Melissa.
And today we are on episode 4.
Yeah, D.
Letter D.
Yep.
So,
exciting.
Before we get into going over the movie that we're going to be seeing, I want to say you can go ahead and go follow us on iTunes. No, subscribe to us on iTunes. Follow us on SoundCloud, both at plot:unknown.
Yeah.
And you can also follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Again, at plot unknown.
Yes. No colon.
And then Twitter is plot unknown pod. So go ahead and go follow us. You'll get a bunch of updates on what we're doing when we're dropping episodes, some reminders, stuff like that. So
many blisters on my feet.
That's not good.
My feet?
Yeah, your feet.
All my feet.
So we don't normally say this, or at least we haven't yet, but if you haven't seen the movie that we're about to go discuss, you should probably go watch it.
Yeah, I don't know, I felt like it was kind of like an obvious thing.
Yeah.
To probably not listen to this if you haven't seen the movie, because there's going to be a lot of spoilers.
Yes. We are literally going to go over the movie.
Yeah.
So
I guess if you don't care, then you don't care, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like it provides some...
background
on what the fuck you're actually listening to.
Because a lot of these are kind of obscure, at least to me. I mean, like, Cruel Intentions is pretty obsure. I feel like a lot of people haven't seen that movie, which you should, because that movie's amazing. But...
yeah, I agree. But yeah, so if you haven't seen the movie that we're about to go discuss, even though you see it in the title, you should go watch it and then come back and listen to it. Maybe even wait until Melissa gives her plot to the movie, and then after that, go watch the movie while we do, and then come back.
Or maybe write a summary of your own.
Yeah.
Along with us.
Send it to us. DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, we have an email address people could send shit to if you want to. Just spam us with dumb shit.
Yeah. Well, don't sign us up for this.
Oh, yeah, don't.
Shit, though.
Don't sign us up for anything.
Unless if it's something cool.
Yeah, if you want to, like, I don't know.
Free stuff.
Makeup
good
bags
free stuff.
Like mystery boxes. Hit us up.
Yeah.
What's our email address?
I don't know.
Sick. Okay, never mind.
I think it's plot unknown
at like Gmail or something.
At Gmail.
Great. We'll figure that out.
But you might be emailing some totally random company or something.
Just email plotunknown@gmail and see what happens.
Yeah, so
it might be us, it might not be us.
Let's go ahead and start. So today we are... Wait, is there anything else you want to say before we start?
Not really. I mean, we pretty much have everything covered.
Okay. So today's episode is letter D. It is my turn to pick, and we are going with the Ryan Gosling classic, where I felt he truly became an icon in movies. When did he become The Notebook?
The Notebook.
Whatever.
Which you haven't even seen.
I haven't.
Figgity fucked.
Yes, so we are doing Drive. It's a great movie.
Yay.
If you haven't seen it, you should go see it.
I have an idea, but I also think this is another completely different movie. Because I can... If I give you...
I'm not going to tell you anything.
Damn it, because
I don't think you're going to be right at all.
I have an idea, but I'm pretty sure that movie is called like 40 miles per hour or something like that.
Oh.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Are you talking about A Bomb on a Bus?
And like you have to go a certain...
Yes,
it's not that movie. Okay, good.
That movie came out in like the 80s.
I don't know. That's the only thing I was thinking about was like they have to go a certain speed or the bomb will blow up.
I think that movie's called Speed.
Oh my god! I was like, no, it's called like 40 miles per hour. It's pretty slow. Yeah, you're right. It's called Speed.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes. And in that amount of time, you have to come up with a good enough summary, and then we'll grade you.
Okay, I gotta switch with you because you got the laptop.
Fuck that shit. I pay $300 for something I want everybody to fucking see.
Of course you do.
Now that is one motherfucking fine-ass pussy mobile motherfucker. Damn.
You hear my fucking knees creaking, Don? My knees are creaking.
Mom's
knees creaking, arms spaghetti.
Mom's a sweaty.
Ew. Okay, so switching back over.
Yep.
I didn't finish. I was on a roll, dude. I think this is great. It kind of has the same, like a little bit of the same plot as Baby Driver. Whoops. But heck. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Drive, featuring Ryan Gosling, is not as good of a movie as The Notebook, but it's still a good movie.
Mm.
This movie is about Ryan's character being a taxi driver in New York City. He lives a depressing life and can only get by doing odd jobs. His favorite of those odd jobs is being a taxi driver because he gets to meet a lot of new and interesting people. One day, he gets called over by a man for his taxi services, and turns out this man had just committed a really fucked up crime. Maybe a murderous bank heist or just plain murder, I don't know. But now Ryan's character, his name is going to be Robert. So Ryan's character's name is Robert. Robert is being held hostage by this man and is forced to drive him to wherever he needs to go, or he'll kill him because maybe Ryan's character, Robert, has a small family back at home that he desperately needs to provide for, so he needs to stay alive and do whatever this murderous man wants. Now he ends up going on an adventure with this man and getting to know him for what he truly is, which is probably not a super bad guy. Maybe the crime that he committed originally sounded really bad, or like he made it sound worse because he really needed a getaway driver. That's where I stopped. But I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
Because I want to get my point across. So maybe he originally made the crime sound really bad just because he needed a getaway driver, right? But he then started to tell Ryan's character Robert about what had actually happened, and he starts to understand. And that's basically where my mind was going.
Okay.
I think that's I don't know if it's accurate, but I think it's a pretty good idea for a movie.
We'll see.
I think that's my best one yet. And I've only had another one, and that one sucked. Fuck you, Krampus.
If you had to give yourself like a preliminary rating.
I'm going to go with it. Sorry, okay?
Makes so much noise on the mic.
So much noise. I'm drinking a cherry Coke, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to say 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10?
Yes.
Okay. I can't get mine because...
You know the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, or if I'm not right, it's still a good summary, so I'm going to give myself
Yeah,
that.
I think you did a good job.
Thanks.
Even if it's not right. If it is right, whatever. It's better than the one I did last week.
Yeah.
That one was bad.
Mine was the worst for Black Christmas.
Yeah, yours was pretty bad for Black Christmas.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know it was. I'll take it.
All right, well, so we're gonna go watch the movie pretty soon, later tonight. You guys should do the same.
Know. Yeah, watch the movie, and then come back and we can all discuss it.
Yeah, discussed it together.
Discussed it together.
And again, we hadn't even thought of this. Like, go ahead and email us if that is our email. We'll make sure we know what it is next time. DM us on Twitter or Instagram or whatever and tell us your thoughts on the movie or literally anything. I don't really give a shit.
Tell us some fun things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna go watch Drive.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Yeah, sure. I don't have wheels in my car.
Okay.
It's one thing you should know about me.
We'll put the tires on.
You got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Dumbass. Okay. I know why it didn't work. I fucking muted both of the tracks.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yep, that'll do her.
That'll do it.
You got a summary?
Yeah. Oh, are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh. I do have a recording. This is
Okay.
X amount of days later because my car died. And,
yeah, it We're actually recording this on the day we're uploading it because we had some troubles.
We had Music Midtown this weekend. If anybody doesn't know, that's a music festival in Atlanta. And we got home at like at least 11 or 12 every night, which I mean, it's only 2 days. So I'm not going to record that late.
Yeah.
I'm already tired.
So we had some troubles trying to like get all the scheduling down.
Yeah. And then my car died on the way to Luke's apartment to record. So...
Yep, so we're doing it now.
I see a person in your backyard. They're in their yard, but it's also your backyard.
Oh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Guy. Okay, so Drive, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to read a IMDb summary. This is by user Michael Hallows Eve.
Nice, I like it.
It's a good one. This film is about a driver who is Ryan Gosling, who works at a garage fixing cars, but also drives stunt cars in movies. He also does some getaway driving to earn some extra cash. Mm-hmm. He gets close with the woman Irene and her child, whose name is Benicio, which is a sick name, who is his neighbor, who's Ryan Gosling's neighbor. Her husband, Irene's husband, gets released from prison and owes some people money. So the driver, Ryan Gosling, ends up doing a job with him, but it goes terribly wrong, and the driver, Ryan Gosling, ends up in a crime he didn't want to be involved in. Can he protect the people that he now cares about? Spoiler alert, no. Well, at least not all of them.
Well, yeah, most of, some of them.
Spoiler alert. Again, we mentioned this. If you have not seen this movie,
go fucking
watch the
please.
movie. Unless you have no interest in watching the movie, then I guess don't worry about it.
It won't make any sense,
but
what we're saying.
Carly, stop.
Stop fucking with the carpet.
Carpet, Carly. Anyway, this movie.
Yeah.
Is fucking nuts.
It's great. It's really good.
So good. Oh.
Boom.
My bad. I hit it. I got too excited. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, we need to go back and say what I did and did not get right.
Okay.
So, can you pull it up for me, please?
No,
it's not saved anymore.
No.
Shit.
Did you delete the picture?
Oh, I didn't. Oh my god, I forgot I took a picture of it.
Look how professional we are.
Ooh. She's professional. Okay, so I said that Ryan was a taxi driver, which was not true. He was a stuntman, and he also was a getaway driver, which I technically got right because I said in my synopsis that he was called for what did I say? Yeah, he was called over by a man who had just committed a robbery to be his getaway driver.
Yeah, so, I mean,
which,
that's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
You know, I just, my thing is that I didn't want, I'm going to turn my phone on silent. Click. I didn't want my synopsis to be too much like Baby Driver because that's the only thing I could think about was Baby Driver because that's what I've seen.
You would have been more right had you just gone with Baby Driver.
I know, but I didn't want to do that, which fucked me, but whatever. Yeah, so bank heist, that happened. Everything else is pretty much wrong. I mean, he does have like I kind of said that he ends up going on an adventure with this man. They kind of become friends.
Yeah.
He had a friend.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
He's not friends with the guy who like tries to fuck him over though.
Shannon?
No, Shannon doesn't try to fuck him over.
No,
I'm talking about
I'm saying Shannon's
the
his
other
friend.
guys. Yeah.
Which is Bryan Cranston.
Nemo's dad.
Nemo's dad does try to fuck him
over.
Marlon, the voice of Marlon, tries to fuck Ryan Gosling over.
Yeah, so this...
What would you rate me?
I would give you like a 2 out of 10.
Solid. Okay, cool.
We got to start keeping track
I got
of
a
all
1
the
last
ratings.
time, so...
Yeah, you did. I got a 0, mine.
Yeah, you didn't get anything right.
We've been real bad.
Ever since American Beauty, we've just been a downhill slope.
Yeah.
Well, it's been some peaks, but... Anyway. What's up?
So this movie is fucking awesome.
It's
right?
so good.
It is. It's very good. And last week in Cruel Intentions, we talked about, well, specifically I talked about how I felt like we had watched 3 distinctly. Carly?
Stop meowing.
Fucking cat. We have watched 3 distinctly like different movies in terms of tone and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I think that this one kind of blends in a similar way that American Beauty did, blends it all together.
Yes. Wait, what do you mean?
Shut up. Like, it's such a cinematic movie, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, every shot has some sort of importance in it.
Yes.
And at the same time, there's a lot of focus on character development, because, like, we were talking about how this movie seems... It's 101 minutes long, but it seems so short, because you get through, like, the first 3/4 of it, which is most of the movie, and then the pawn shop robbery gone wrong happens, and then you're done in 5 minutes.
What I want to say real quick, because that's when you were saying that made me think of the fact that a lot of movies that are kind of like that, there's a lot of movies that have the build up in the beginning, and then the action happens at the very end, like the last like 30 minutes, which is what happened in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you're with me. You're with me?
I was nodding, but you can't hear that.
Great. So, a lot of the times, though, those movies are slow in the beginning, and then they get action-packed. But this movie was interesting the entire way through. Yeah. Like, the building up to, like, the fucked up 30 minutes that is the end of it was so fascinating, and was, like, very... What are you doing?
I was looking at them.
God.
Like I was focusing on it.
I thought you were dying. I thought you were about to pass out. Your eyes started crossing. I was like, are you okay? But yeah, so it made everything... I don't know what to say. It was the way they did that was very good, and it wasn't boring. It kept you interested, because a lot of times the very slow beginnings just like drag on and make you not like the movie, and like the last 30 minutes can be okay, but you want the whole movie to be good.
No, yeah, I agree with that, and I think that like the beginning of this movie is slow, but it's slow in an entertaining way.
Yes.
Because you're learning, like... Because
you're interested in the characters already.
Yeah, and in such a weird way, because Ryan Gosling's character is so bland that it's interesting. Because he just doesn't speak.
Yeah, oh no. That was the first thing I noticed, is that, like, every scene is just... There's, like, hardly any talking. If there is, there's only just, like, 1 or 2 words. And it's very body language driven. Yeah. Because they like look they look at each other. Yep. And then they smile and do that for like long periods of time. But like it almost tells a story. Like you don't even need words to understand what's happening.
Yeah, I agree with that. And
which I love. That's so cool.
And I also think it's interesting that they're able to convey that with like Ryan Gosling's character displaying like no emotion. Yeah. His facial expressions like never change. No. Like the most he'll give you is a smile. And honestly, I think that in the scene where he stabs a guy in the neck, and he like pulls the knife out, and it focuses on his shadow, like at the very end. Oh. I feel like you can see more emotion in that, in the way he's like standing and all of that kind of stuff, than in the entire movie that he did. Yeah. And I think that that's intentional.
Yeah, that scene. I'm gonna go all over the place, but that scene at the very end, when you thought he was dead, and then he blinks.
Yeah, I mean he definitely dies.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, I'm not saying in that scene, but I'm saying, like, he just drives. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, but he's driving with a bleeding out stomach.
I don't think he's gonna die.
I think he dies.
I feel like he... Okay, well, whatever. But no, but at the very end, when, like, it's literally just a shot of his face for at least a minute and a half, and he doesn't blink at all. So you assume he's dead. Yeah. And then he blinks, and then he looks down at his chest... or his stomach that was stabbed. Carly, shut the fuck up.
This is why we record in my apartment.
That's what I fucking thought. But yeah, so he looks down at his stomach, and then he just like puts his car and drive like, well, and just goes.
I guess I'm gonna go. Like, all right, leaves the money behind.
Bye. Yeah, leaves the money behind and leaves the guy dead on the ground. But I mean, that's probably a smart idea. I mean, like you think you'd take the money, but you just leave it so you're not a part of the crime at all.
It's also in line with his character, because he didn't want the money at all.
No, he never wanted the money. Yeah, he was never in it for the money.
0 point he gave a shit about the money, and you could see that at the first time when the guy is like, "Oh, here's your pay cut," and just writes "fuck you" on his hand, and he's still
he's
cool
just like, I just want what's his name? Standard. That's stupid. Right?
It's a dumb name.
Standard Garcia.
Racist.
Is that racist?
I don't know what their last name is.
Don't do that. It's something like that. I want to say, is it Delgado? I'm not trying to be that way. Standard Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
Garcia. That was close.
Yeah.
Don't fucking boy. Yeah, so he really just, because for his love for his neighbor Irene and her kid Benicio, he just wanted them to be okay. So he wanted to help out the dad, who, I guess backstory, the dad was in jail when Irene and the driver, Ryan Gosling, because he doesn't have a name in the movie, when they met, he was in jail. And so when he came out, found out that he was in some trouble, and he loved Irene and Benicio so much that he wanted to help, the dad, keep him alive and keep him there for Irene and the kid.
Yeah.
Which is respectable, which makes that character so likable. Even though he doesn't show a lot of emotion, he has so much heart.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
that's the thing, is that, like, even when he, again, jumping around, he goes into the elevator and he pushes her aside,
Oh
which,
my
by the way,
God.
that elevator scene is one of my favorite things in all of any movie
Wow.
ever.
Wowie wow.
I love that shit. He pushes her aside, kisses her, and then kills the fuck out of that
He
guy.
stomps the fuck out of that
Yep.
guy. Like, face stomps him.
And it's like, you watch it and you're not like,
Whoa.
wow, this is movie violence. You're like, wow, he really stomped a
Dude,
guy to death.
That last, like, I don't even know. That was probably longer than 30 minutes. The last, like, action portion of that
Mm-hmm.
movie was fucking crazy. Like, you don't expect any of that gore. Like, it's
When the-
tastefully done. But when the girl gets fucking
Yeah, I was about
wrecked,
to
I was
start
like,
talking about
what?
that.
Because what started the entire, like, action sequence was when Standard got shot.
Mm-hmm.
They robbed a pawn store, and Standard ended up getting shot like 4 times. And so there was also a girl working with him whose name was
Let me look it up.
Blanche.
Blanche.
Her name was
Yep.
Blanche. It was Blanche and the driver. And they skirted the fuck out of there.
They did skirt.
And anyway, they end up in a hotel to try and get away from these people who actually Blanche was set up with them anyway. And she gets fucking shot in the head. Like, full on, like, shall I say it?
Got?
JFK assassinated.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say got. No, but yeah,
No.
she gets fucking destroyed, bro. And what's
Why
so
didn't you
great
think
about
that was
scene,
funny?
It was funny.
JFK assassinated?
Yeah,
Shot in the head.
topical.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
What does topical mean?
It means like it's current.
Oh, that's not current, though.
That was the joke.
Oh.
I
get it.
But that scene is set up so well because, like, everything goes quiet. And
I, like, keep
you
getting really
see-
excited because
Yeah,
that movie's so
she
good.
calls the thing, and you see his phone vibrate, and
You see the door handle start jingling,
yeah,
and he
and it
understands
just goes
exactly what's
slow-mo
happening.
and silent, and you're just like,
Ooh, she gets
oh,
shot.
shit.
He throws up the mattress and, like, shoves it towards the shots, and then he, like, hides for a
fucking
second,
kills everybody.
and then kills both of the dudes. Wow, great scene, such
I
a
know.
good scene.
I know. But going back to the elevator, like, I tried to explain this to you as we were watching this movie. The first, like, 2 or 3 stomps in that wide shot that has her and him
awkward.
in it, it's so awkward, but it's so, like, creepy in
Yeah.
a way, because you're like, that actually looks like he's stomping a dude's head in.
Yeah, because it's not like it's forced, but not in like a actor kind of way.
It looks like Ryan
looks
Gosling
like-
knows what the fuck he's doing
Yeah.
with stomping somebody's head in.
Did Ryan Gosling kill someone?
Probably. This is a conspiracy podcast.
Wow.
now.
It looked too real, so Ryan Gosling has had to have some kind of experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I really wanted to say was at the very end, it started feeling like a horror movie, which
No,
was
yeah.
so cool.
Once he puts the mask on,
Yeah!
and he's like, you sit there and the lighthouse light is like
Yes.
rotating and
it's
showing
like the
on them.
car smoking and him just like standing in this creepy ass fucking mask.
No, exactly.
And he starts like walking towards fucking Nino.
and fucking drowns his ass.
Whoa.
No, that it turns
And the
into a horror
music
movie.
was so like intense that it literally turned into a horror movie for like 5 minutes. It was crazy.
And that's the other thing is that I was trying to explain to you. This movie is like a 70s crime movie, like
When
like
was this-
The Godfather
when did this
with
come
a
out?
fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
Like 2009, something like that.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make sure that's right.
But it's it's very reminiscent of that kind of stuff, and it's like you see all these cool lights, which, by the way, we want to talk about colors. This movie loves talking about shit with colors.
It loves blue and it loves orange.
Yes, specifically one point that I think is like the biggest 2011. The biggest example of this movie's love for colors and conveying stuff with that is when she tells him that her husband is coming back home, and the rest of the scene pretty much is just their faces in red. It's where before it was like blue and just normal colors, and then it's just like red, and it's you can kind of tell what is happening.
Yeah, I love shit like that. I remember, this is going back to my high school days, I remember in like language arts when you would learn about symbolism, and you're just like,
it like blows your mind.
Stupid. Oh yeah. Well, no, back then, because like I remember you would like they would fucking find symbolism in the stupidest shit. Like the curtains are a certain color, so that means blah blah blah. And then now that you like we watch these movies and we're like discussing them, like you can see exactly what they're trying to do. Like the way directors and like they think is crazy. Like the smallest details really make a movie.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that it's easier to see symbolism and all of that kind of stuff in a movie rather than reading a book. His
jacket's white, and then towards the end it gets blood all over it. He's a good guy, but he's been killing some people.
Yeah.
And so the scorpion.
I think that I just think that it's so much easier to convey symbolism in a movie than in a book, because there's like so much up for debate with a book.
Exactly.
Whereas
I think that's why I found it so stupid.
It's so because the whole point of a movie, right, and setting up shots and stuff like that is to guide people's eyes where you want them to be.
Absolutely.
But you can't do that in a book.
No.
You just have to say.
Not to say books aren't like full of symbolism.
No, yeah. But it's easier to see it, and like when you're, and I think that this is not at all about this movie, but I think that when you're learning about symbolism, it's probably easier to use a movie as an example rather than fucking a book.
Yeah, since it's about literature, they kind of have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you want to, I think
that's what film classes
are for.
It's way
easier to look at a movie and be like, that's symbolism, or that's foreshadowing, than look at a book. And maybe that's just because we were raised on movies and that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I watch a lot more movies.
I was gonna say I read a lot.
I read a lot too, but like I love movies.
Yeah,
I've always loved movies.
Can we talk about something that happened during the movie?
Mm-hmm.
When I figured out who Irene was.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
I don't know.
Anyway, the girl that plays Irene is the same person that plays Daisy in The Great Gatsby.
Yep.
And Luke hasn't seen that movie, and I have G, this length of A through Z. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, well, I haven't seen the movie, but I've read the book this season. He's like, well, I haven't read the movie. Or I haven't read the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I've read the book. And I was like, sick. I know what I'm going to pick for G now. And he's like, okay, but I've read the book.
Yeah, I said that it defeats the entire purpose of the podcast that we're doing.
Like, fuck, dude, you're right.
Like, you know the entire point of the show is so that I don't know what we're doing.
I couldn't stop laughing about that for like 10 minutes. That's so stupid. Anyway. That's so dumb. Before.
Not your best move there.
Hey, it was funny, so.
I just feel like there's so much to like compact to discuss in this movie that it's hard to get everything, because like you kind of forget this stuff easily because like everything happens so fast. Yes.
I want to say one thing. The soundtrack in that movie sucks.
I disagree with you, but okay. There's that one song that you like.
The one song at the very, very end was very, very good. It was very fun and had a little dance beat to it, and I really liked it.
I don't know the name
Every
of the
other song sucked. It was awful. It didn't fit into the movie at all. It was like some weird fucking like EDM pop shit. And this movie is like 70s. Like, what do you mean?
I disagree because I get where you're going with that. This is like a 70s movie, but I think
like
that the point
70s
is that
crime movie.
I think that the point is that like,
boom.
It's trying to get all of the. I don't know how to describe it because, to me, when I think of this movie, for some reason I think of like neon lights.
Yes.
And I think that's the kind of feeling that it's going for with this music. Because when you think of the kind of shit that it plays, you think of like kind of neon lights and that kind of shit.
I don't agree. I feel like the music is too modern for that kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel, and I don't mean like it needs to be like fucking like fucking jazz music.
Like swing.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like fucking swing music, but it feels way too modern and like techno for this movie. And that's my opinion, and that's fine that we don't share it.
Because that's what I like about the music in this movie.
I didn't fuck with it.
That's
Wasn't
fair.
my type of music, but
That's fair.
it didn't really put a curve in my love for this movie. I'm very glad that you picked this movie because I really liked it.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston and Oscar Isaac played Standard.
Or he got big.
Gabriel. Oh my god. He's so beautiful. We were talking about it because like he's Guatemalan. He's American, but he's Guatemalan. But he could pass for like he could play any character of like nationality because he could pass for Italian. He could pass for like Mexican. He could pass for literally whatever. It's crazy.
Yep.
That's awesome. Wait a second. That doesn't sound. Because he has like a really. Wait, is that him? No, I was thinking about because he's in Star Wars. He plays Poe, and I was thinking about the guy in Rogue One, who had the really
No, that's two different guys.
like span.
The one
what
who-
accent is that?
I don't know. The one who had sex with the main character on the beach before they died.
They just hugged.
Nah, bro, they banged.
No, they hugged, and then they got.
That's what you think.
I cried.
I didn't.
Movie. Oh my god, I was like sobbing. I was like, I put my head on your shoulder, and I was just like.
I will say this movie makes you kind of want to cry because it's just so hopeless.
Yeah.
This movie there's no hope ever.
I like my heart like broke when Standard died because like all I thought about was like Benicio and Irene, and I was like no, and like how much like the look on the driver's face, on Ryan's face when he got shot. He like got out of the car and it was just like that was like the first sign of like real emotion outside of like his feelings towards Irene that are obviously there. Like my heart broke because I know how much he wanted to like help Standard because of Benicio and Irene.
Yeah.
And he can't now because he's dead. He got shot the fuck up.
Yeah, you can tell all the guilt he feels and all of that stuff. I mean, it's
makes me feel
like
so bad.
we can talk about certain scenes and all of that all day, but the acting in this movie is just so good, especially on Ryan Gosling's part because he just does such a good job with what you can look at
Very
with a
little
script
dialogue,
and you can just say like, man, you really weren't given much to go off of,
No.
but he takes it and fucking knocks it out of the park in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
Like the absolute like. So one thing I've always struggled with is I have no idea why he puts on the mask to go kill the guy. It has never made sense to me, but I love it. And it's
Yeah.
like weird enough in that character's way that I could see Ryan Gosling's character doing that. I don't know why, but I could see him doing that.
I guess because like what I want to say, and it's probably just a little bit of a stretch, is just I really think that he does it so he doesn't get noticed at all. He doesn't get seen at all because they know what he looks like. Nino and the other dude know exactly what he looks like. So he walked up to the door in that mask to make sure that they were in there.
Yeah.
And they had no idea. They had no idea that it was him. And then when they like drove him off the cliff and everything, and even when he killed him, he still had the mask on.
Yeah.
So technically, Nino had no idea when he died who was killing him.
I mean, he probably knew.
Yeah, but probably not.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is more of a stretch than what you said is that I could see him, and this almost sounds like I'm going to be making fun of the character, but I almost can see him thinking it's really badass because in Ryan Gosling's character, the jacket is badass. He acts badass. Like everything he does is just so cool.
Yeah.
And I can see him thinking like, man, this is fucking real cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
Because it is cool. It's fucking scary.
See, if you had never said that, I would have never even thought twice about it. Because it for some reason, it felt so right for him to put that mask on that I didn't even think about it.
But when you really think about it, you're like, why did he do that?
No
he
point
really didn't need to do that.
No, but it was good. It was a good move.
Nobody likes using guns. Actually, that's not true at all, because two people used guns.
Shot.
Ryan Gosling doesn't like... Well, no, because he killed somebody. What the fuck?
No, oh yeah. Well, that was because the other person had a gun. He killed that one guy, took his gun, and then shot the other guy.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Well,
he never carried a gun on him. That was in his little speech, because he was like, you know, you have me for 5 minutes. If you do whatever before or after, that's not about me. Like, everything that you have in that 5 minutes, I will do for you. And then he was like, I don't carry a gun. I don't carry whatever. Like, I'm just a driver.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can go back to that little speech that he gives at the end and like halfway through the movie and realize that that's like his entire character.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't say his name.
He's just a driver.
Yep, he's just a driver. He has 5 minutes like in between, and if something happens during that, like, you got it. And you see that in Standard getting killed. Like, he deals with that after that because it's in the fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
that scene hurts my heart even thinking about it, because that really is, because that's his whole character, is like, you have me for these 5 minutes and these 5 minutes only. Those 5 minutes were up, and even though Standard got killed and he's supposed to, that time slot is supposed to be up, he got out of the car and like was so worried about him.
Yeah. And
knew what happened.
It's funny that
this candle smells so fucking good. I can't get over it.
we over
We're
the last
sponsored by Bath
couple
and Body
weeks we have talked a lot about character development.
Yes.
And how well movies do it or how well they don't do it. And I feel like this movie almost doesn't, like, it doesn't really want to develop Ryan Gosling's character. It just sets him aside, and it's like he is stable in what he's doing, because I don't see a change in his thought process or anything like that. I don't see a change in Irene's. I don't see a change in anybody's thought process. And that's not a bad thing.
But
I just
in
think
the
it's
beginning
interesting.
of this, when you started talking, you said that it had a lot of character development.
Yeah,
Do you
but
retract
that's just
your statement?
yeah.
Okay.
Now
I
that
didn't
think
agree with
about
you
it,
when
and
you
now
said
that I
that.
talk about it with you more, it's like I don't see anybody changing.
But that
I
doesn't mean
see
that it's a bad thing.
No, I see their characters getting developed in the sense that, like, you're learning about them.
Yeah, but not
you're
like
they're not changing.
Yeah, I agree. Because when you said that, I disagreed with you in my head.
Your head.
I agree what you're saying with, because they really don't change. Like, they're all their true self, but that doesn't, like, but you go along with their character. You understand why they're doing what they're doing, and like, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe somebody has seen something in this movie that leads you to believe that there was a character arc for somebody. But from watching it, I don't see any change in their thought process.
No.
Everybody stays true until the end. Now, maybe...
Except for the fact that, like, I don't think the driver ever killed anybody. But then towards the end, because he was trying to...
Yeah, I could see that, but we also
them.
don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I mean, but just saying, in my defense, he didn't.
No, yeah, and I think that's a good point.
A slight character development.
We were just talking about how his entire character is that he doesn't do anything outside of the 5 minutes, but the end of the movie is literally him doing stuff outside of the 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so
maybe just him fucking
we're kind of
up.
dumb.
Yeah. But I still stand by what we said, because because he doesn't really change. His attitude doesn't change. I guess just his actions change.
Yeah, It's not like a character develop or a character arc like in Cruel Intentions, where the fucking, what's the boy's name?
He's a dickhead, Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian is this dude who's just trying to have sex with his stepsister. Sorry.
And then he's trying to fuck a virgin.
Yeah, and then at the end he dies because he like saves the girl that he was trying to have. Yeah, he loves.
No, he did have sex with her.
He did. So like, we're not seeing a character arc in that way. We're just seeing it in like
action.
Yes, we're seeing subtle ways that he's changing.
Yeah, dude, I love an action movie.
Me too.
So, well, I wanted to segue into, what do you give this movie? What rating?
I'm gonna give this. I want to preface this with that I fucking love this movie, so I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 9. I think this is my favorite movie so far.
Yep.
Good job, dude.
Cool. So we have
because American Beauty is really good, but I love action movies. They are so good, and this movie is fantastic.
Yep.
It's just so good.
So we said American Beauty was 8.
Yeah.
Cruel Intentions was 7.
No. Yes. Cruel Intentions was 7.
And then we changed on Black Christmas.
You, Black Christmas was 6. I say
you said
that
5.
5, yeah. Black
and then
Christmas
this
was
is 9.5 for me, 9 for you.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
pretty
believe
damn
in
good
halves.
movie.
You either go whole or you go none.
No, I believe in halves.
Well, that's your opinion, not mine.
Well, sorry.
You want to fight?
After we end,
we're going to CVP's, bitch. I'll get some pizza.
So I think that's gonna wrap up this week, unless if you have anything that you want to add.
No, this is a good movie. This was a fantastic pick. I'm
Yeah.
glad that I watched, because I've obviously heard of this movie. It's Ryan Gosling's movie. Everybody's heard of this movie. Also, I don't know if I ever talked about this. I might have when I read my plot summary the first time, but I originally thought this movie was that Speed movie.
Yep.
Did I talk about that?
Yeah. We talked about it.
Because I was just like, that one where they were on the bus and they had to go a certain mile per hour, and I just assumed it was this movie.
I think it's like 45. They can't go under 45. It's like, but they go into the city. Or it's like, just don't go into the city.
Don't they just like race around a track at the end and they just like shove people off the bus?
I think so.
Dude,
I specifically remember them being in a city and on this bus, and it's just like, go out of the city if you know you can't go under 45 miles an hour. Like, if you were in Atlanta, you would literally fucking explode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. You'd be stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
There's no point. You would kill everybody around you.
Some say that would be the most efficient way to do that movie, if you were the terrorist or murderer or whatever you are.
Make them go into a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, Marta.
How does that even happen? Like, you hit a certain mile per hour and then you...
I don't know. I saw the movie when I was like 5.
I was like, I don't remember that movie at all, and we should probably watch that movie. Even though we've both seen it.
Someone come on for S.
And pick Speed, because we don't remember what all happens.
Okay, yeah, so that's going to do it for Drive.
Yeah. What's next week?
E.
God damn it. I'm so bummed.
What were you going to do?
I was going to do Enchanted, but you've seen it.
I have seen Enchanted.
I'm so bummed.
I've also seen Evan Almighty. You've asked me about that.
There's only so many E movies. And
Bro,
you've seen
I got
E.T.
Z. Actually, no, I know what I'm doing for Z.
Yeah, you know what you're
doing. I got
for
like
Z.
fucking Y. What's a Y movie? That's what I thought.
Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie.
It's okay. I mean, that's fair game. I'll fucking do that. Yeah, so E. So you're going to have to... Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I have like 3 movies picked out. And I don't think any of them are a good pick.
Are we going to get our first shitty movie?
I don't know. Let me see what I have written down. It's just... One of them is one that Maggie suggested. Because I said Enchanted, and then she was like, oh, this movie. Maggie's one of our friends, is Luke's brother's girlfriend. I have another Disney movie picked out. I think you've seen it, though. Everybody's fucking seen this movie. Think of it.
It starts with an E?
Yes. Pull the lever, Crump. Roll the lever.
Oh, Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah,
Fuck off. You think I haven't fucking seen Emperor's New Groove?
Listen, it's not that I just don't have any options.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Fuck. How about that, I don't know what to pick, and I feel like you've seen all these movies, except for the one that... Have you seen the one with... Have you seen the one with Emma Stone that starts with an E?
Easy A?
Fuck! No! So I have
Get
one
better
movie,
at this.
and it's... That's fucked. I have literally looked at lists and lists of movies that start with E. The only other movie...
Doesn't matter if you've seen it.
Yeah, but I want to see it. Because I want... How about we watch E.T.?
Edward Scissorhands.
No, but have you seen the movie?
Yes.
Damn it.
I've seen E.T.
No, of course you have. I'm so bummed. There's one anime that starts with an E that I know you haven't seen. But it sucks, so I don't want to watch it. The other one's the one that Maggie suggested. Anime. Thanks, Mag. She's not going to listen to this.
So E, yeah, I mean, that's all we have for D. So if you haven't fucking watched Drive yet, go watch Drive.
Watch Drive.
Please
it's
watch
so
that
good.
movie.
It's the highest rated from us.
Yep. Has an average of 9.25?
Yes.
9.25?
I don't know.
All right. Well, yeah. So do that. Just for those who are listening today on Thursday, this episode is going up late. Again, we had troubles trying to record it earlier in the week, but it will be up by 12 o'clock midnight.
If it's not,
on Thursday,
you can kill us. I give you permission.
Well, don't do that because someone has to make this show. And if it's not us, who's it gonna fucking be?
We don't have any friends.
That's not true because people have...
Yeah, people want to come on.
Yeah.
We're going to have guests at some point. I'm excited about that.
We are. We're giving it a few more weeks before we add guests. We're just trying to establish, like, how we do this show.
Yeah.
So we've rambled on for about 4 minutes. So we're gonna let you guys
about
go.
literally just what I'm trying to pick because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think I am gonna pick the one that Maggie picked because there's a good musical scene in that movie. Also, Anne Hathaway. Spoiler alert.
Hopefully, I haven't seen it.
Boop. I know you haven't. I don't know.
Yeah.
If not, we're watching the anime, boy.
Oh, God. I'll just lie and say I haven't seen it. So that's D. Go watch Drive.
It's been fun
it's
talking.
It's not available on Hulu or Netflix or anything
I
like
rented
that.
it on demand.
Yep.
Sorry, Mom.
So go
It
do that.
$4.
Yeah. So tune in next week.
See you
actually,
free.
Before we go,
Okay. What else you gotta say,
this
Boyle?
is technically our first month, I think, of having run this show. And we've gotten almost like 150 listens across all of our episodes. And
I guess including iTunes and everything.
I'm really impressed by that.
Yeah. Thanks for being supportive, guys.
Yeah, we've been very happy with the overall support that we've gotten for the show.
Everybody seems to like it, which makes me really happy because this is something we've wanted to do for years. We've only been dating for 2 years. Oh, also, this is like what is episode is it? A, B, C, D? 4th episode? Makes sense. We're dating. If anybody's watching this that doesn't know us.
Yeah.
Luke's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You're my boyfriend too.
Yeah. Luke's
you
my
say
girlfriend.
Unfortunately?
Yeah, I did.
That's so fucked.
Anyway,
all right. Well, thank you.
no,
Go follow us on
I had
iTunes
something to say.
and subscribe to us on.
You're not my
everything.
boyfriend anymore. I'm breaking up with you.
Wow, that's a fucked up way to do it over a fucking podcast, huh?
Sorry, we won't have a podcast next week. Me and Luke are done. Hell yeah. Bye.
God damn it. That's so fucked.